And it's showtime. We're now live, going live for the first time in a while. But if we're going live, you know something is going down. And what's going down now is we're talking boxing. The first big show, the first brand name boxing show of the 2026 year starts here in January. It's about to end, but we're getting a big start nonetheless. Teofimo Lopez is taking on Shakur Stevenson. A hell of a bang to start off the boxing year for 2026. What's good?
What's good? For sure, man. This is a fight, not a lot of hype behind it, not a lot of media hype, not a mainstream fight. But if you're a boxing fan, you know what it is. This is a hardcore fight, hardcore fans fight. These are two really good boxers in their primes, and we're going to find out who the best one is.
And that's why I was saying this is a brand name fight because it's just short of a super fight because these aren't mainstream names, even though they've been fighting for a while, even though their talent should say they should have a super fight. But because of the way things are and the way people are navigating the boxing landscape these days, this is what we get. A very good fight. But whatever happens between these two guys may lead to super fights for either one of them moving forward because there are big super fights waiting for them. Other fighters may have to marinate a little bit, but I'm thinking someone like Devin Haney can be that guy at the end of the rainbow that can make it a super fight if he continues doing what he's doing.
Really? I don't know. I think Teo's a bigger star than Haney. I don't think he's the gold at the end of the rainbow.
I'm thinking in light of the hype, and because of the hype and what had happened with Devin Haney getting the loss, not being undefeated. Now he has the win back, and now he's undefeated. The way things are going now isn't what they used to be in terms of things happening organically. What happened with him and Garcia, all the cheating and all of that taken into consideration, fighters have never really had it turned around to where they're undefeated again, especially in this age where social media and everything makes people more popular than they really are. Because Ryan Garcia is still a huge fighter. And the dude hasn't won a belt. It's social media.
I mean, if you look at his record, he may have. You take away the Haney victory, he might only have one good victory to point to on his resume.
And that's true. One good victory to point to. So I'm thinking this fight here between these two can kind of open the door. If it isn't Devin Haney, I know there are other fighters that could be that fighter. This is going to be Shakur's first time at 140 pounds. So he's moving up in that transition, fighting Teo, who's already been there. We're going to see what's going to happen, and we're here to discuss it today. We should have some people coming in on a panel for however long we decide to continue to do this, but we want to get down to some questions and answers, some anecdotes, etc., for this fight coming up.
Right. Speaking of anecdotes, you hear about Tank?
Anecdote. Yeah. That's the obvious stuff in the newspaper when it comes to him. He's been on the road for 2 weeks.
Tank would have been the gold at the end of the rainbow, but he's talking about not fighting anymore, fighting Jake Paul, not fighting Jake Paul. Now he has domestic abuse charges. He got caught down in Florida, down in your neck of the woods.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on with him, but it's too bad because he was at the top of the sport.
Yep.
But I don't want to say much like Naseem Hamed when he got exposed by Barrera. I feel he lost that fight against Roach.
Oh, yeah, I think
I think he knows he lost that fight, and that could be messing with him mentally.
And I know when he did fight Roach, that's one of those Baltimore, D.C. area things when those two was getting together. And so if it wasn't going to be on a national scale where people looked at that fight as important as it's supposed to have been, in that area, they definitely looked at it and they definitely let Tank know about it. I'm sure he's on the streets and his people are like, yo, you lost that damn fight. Those dudes aren't afraid to tell you that to your face. And especially with the haters that he has, I mean, they have a reason now to come at him.
And they probably question, why you take a knee, man? Why you take a knee?
I'm still look. That's supposed to have been a knockdown. Period. You took it voluntarily.
That's why Roach won.
You still got a draw out of it. That means you lost the fight. You should have lost the fight. Period.
Right. That's why Roach won, and I don't care what them judges said. Kenny Bayless was on YouTube the other day, or on somebody's podcast, breaking it down. It's like Anytime anything other than the soles of your feet touch the canvas, it's a knockdown. Whether you do it voluntarily or involuntarily, it's a knockdown. That should have been a 10-8 round, and it wasn't scored as such, and he ended up getting the draw. But every boxing fan knows he lost that fight.
Oh, absolutely. I think he knows it too. That's why he's been going through what he's been going through. I know before that fight, he was talking about retirement. He was talking about mental health. It seems like there's been a handful of boxers who've been talking about mental health, Ryan Garcia included. Not that we take it lightly, not that we want to ridicule him because of it, but they're bringing that to the forefront, letting them know that it's just not the boxing. It's just not the life. And now you're seeing what's going on with Tank consistently going through this same thing over the past couple of years with these women and this domestic abuse. And I don't know if the same woman's going back to him or if it's a different woman. He just happens to have these issues with women and domestic abuse. I know Floyd Mayweather had a little bit of that. He served time for it. Now Tank, a protege of Floyd before things fell apart, in the same boat.
Yeah, but they're from totally different areas. They're not close in age. I don't think Florida had any effect on Tank.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that the way it happens, under the same camp, under the same glare. I mean, the way it just ended up happening, because this is his first rodeo with this kind of thing. It happened even when Floyd was kind of like not active, but still doing his exhibitions and still getting a lot of attention for it. He doesn't get a lot of attention as much anymore for his exhibitions. He has his Mike Tyson exhibition that's supposed to come up in the spring. I don't know how that's going to go, but I'm just saying, it just seems that boxing realm, hell, Uncle Roger had issues with the women. And then, Floyd had his issues. Then Tank had the issues. We can name other fighters who've had issues with the women. I mean, it might not have been domestic abuse, but Teo had his issues with the baby mom or the wife and whatnot. In fact, that was the reason why I picked against him with Josh Taylor, because I thought, Josh Taylor be able to handle. I mean, I didn't know at the time he was going through that, but I picked Josh Taylor because I figured the way he fought previously, it lent itself to Josh Taylor probably being the hot fighter at the time, having a hot hand and being able to take care of him. He takes care of Josh Taylor like it's nothing. And then at the end of the fight, he's saying, yeah, I got all these problems out of my way. I got all of this off of my shoulders. And he fought like it.
Yeah, he was really impressive in that fight.
Oh, was he? I apologize. It was so
bad. He got back to basics. It seemed like he was all about the takeover and getting knockouts. Well, he showed he has boxing skills. That's what makes this fight so intriguing, because if Shakur can't do anything else, he can box.
And that's absolutely.
and he's probably the best at it in terms of hitting and not getting hit, which is the sport of boxing. So this matchup is going to be very interesting.
It's going to be interesting because I'm thinking when you're talking Teo, he's been there, done that before in terms of having names, in terms of fighting the high-profile southpaws like Lomachenko and beat Lomachenko. Lomachenko had a bad shoulder afterwards, but, bro, this is boxing. You chose to still get in that ring, and you got beaten by Loma. And now, Loma was beaten by Teo. And Shakur, for all of the talent he hasn't really fought anybody. He's that much better than the next guy, but he really hasn't fought anyone like Teo. If you just put their resumes together, it's not even close. Teo has the grizzled resume.
Well, that's why we have to give Teo credit, because
no
one else has been willing to sign on the dotted line to fight Shakur. I don't think it's for lack of effort.
This guy here, man, he's back. I still don't even know who this cat is, man. Yeah, but he's back talking the boxing game.
But Shakur's called out a lot of people. Teo's the only one willing to get in the ring with him. So, we can say this name or that name or are missing from Shakur's resume, or he hasn't had the big fight. It's not his fault. And you know what happens to guys who think they're elite fighters and they get shunned out of the limelight. When they get their chance, that's when they shine brightest.
I've seen fighters, in the past, the same thing, always calling people out. Remember Floyd way back in the day at 130 pounds, called out everybody. Called out Diego Corrales. He called out Costa Zhu when he moved up, and those fights just don't happen. And then people think that they either ran from those fighters or they make excuses for why that fight didn't happen. Tio has fought. He's one of those guys, I think, along with Devin Haney, who has fought anyone and everyone who wanted to fight them. Now, it may not have been the same outcome in the way things have looked aesthetically, especially for Devin Haney going up against Ryan Garcia. But those two in particular have fought everybody. And I understand, I hate that it happens this way. I thought boxing would get better when it came to this. When a fighter like Shakur, with all of that skill, people don't want to get embarrassed by him. The high-profile fighters don't want to get embarrassed by him because, well, the talent that he damn has. They're going to look foolish trying to fight him. He boxes. He doesn't even have to knock you out. He just embarrasses you for however long the fight lasts. But then they don't fight him simply because of that. And that's what boxing has been. People saying they want to fight. They want to fight. They never fight. And that's what we have here.
That's why this is an important fight. You know,
man, we got a model up ahead. He believes Shakur versus Tio is what?
50-50.
It is a 50-50.
Right. It's a toss-up. I think it's a toss-up. I give a slight edge to Shakur
because of
from the standpoint but also I see Tio, when he's talking about he's gonna have Shakur jiggle his balls. He's saying things and acting weird, trying to get in Shakur's head because I think he knows he's gonna have a tough night. And Shakur is supremely confident. I don't think you're going to get him out of his game. Shakur does what he's going to do. He knows what he's good at, and he does it.
But both of these guys are disciplined. So at the highest level,
but I'm saying if he's trying to get in his head and get him out of his game to fight, it's not going to happen.
No, I don't think it's going to work. But Tio also, I'm thinking he's mentally strong just as well. We've seen what he had to go through.
I know he's been acting weird, man. He's saying weird shit.
Weird, boxing, you get nothing but weirdos in freaking boxing.
Crazy is one thing. Mayorga used to say some crazy shit. Tio's been saying some weird shit.
But I think
Tio can my balls. Or when they were on the pay-per-view, he said, "He's sugar, I'm sweet," and then he's whoa, I'm not sweet.
Who's saying what now?
I don't know.
So all these casual ass channels come from this fight. What sprouted professional boxing analysts? Man, whatever.
I don't know. When you're on ESPN, come send us the link, dog.
Yeah, right. Just come on. Why don't you come on here with us?
Put the link in the chat. Let them join us
right now, man. Just put the link in the chat.
Come on here.
You can do better than what we're doing.
Come on here.
As James 20 would say.
Otherwise, you're just a bitch ass troll typing.
That's it. And we have these all the time. There's no shortage of bitch ass trolls.
In case you didn't hear me, I said bitch ass troll. Just typing. Type the link. Come on in.
He has zero idea about what we know, what we don't know, what we've done, what we hadn't done. No clue. Just someone walking around.
He didn't offer no opinion. He didn't even offer no opinion. He just came in and talked some shit.
That's what trolls do.
Fucking troll, right?
That's what trolls do. They just come in, say crap, and just kind of get in and get out. Try to do the little sticky move.
I feel better now.
Yeah, that's that dopamine hit he got. He got the dopamine hit. Someone mentioned him. They read his whatever, and now he's in there just acting like he got it like that. But come on. Like I said, he doesn't know any of our background, what we did, what we hadn't done, and all that other stuff, man. We know enough about the game of boxing. We've done some things in the boxing world at one point or another, one capacity or another. This clown doesn't know anything. He just says things because he needs the attention, because that's what women do. But anyway, getting back to the fight, I'm thinking Tio can talk all that craziness because that's what boxing does. And people, I think, overanalyze when it comes to something like this. They overanalyze, saying he's acting weird. He's saying this, man. It's because he's scared.
Well, I didn't say he's scared. I just said he's acting weird.
Think because he's scared because of that.
He is acting out of character.
He probably acting. I don't know. He was saying a lot of nonsense, man. Because remember, Bud has had to check him a couple of times in person over nonsense he's been saying.
That's different. Talking shit on social media, but when he was with Bud, in his face, he didn't talk crazy, but he talked some shit on Twitter or X, how it's called now. But face to face, he ain't talking shit to Bud.
Oh no, exactly. Because Bud pulled up on him, sunned him a little bit. He was kind of like, like, damn, man, you might be able to play in the Super Bowl as a D-back over this one. But I mean, I still think this is a 50-50 fight. Tio, resume for resume, is better. The grizzled vet. We're looking more at Shakur based on what we think could happen with his talent going against, well, this elite athlete. I think Tio is elite based on what he's done, what he's accomplished. He is elite. Now, Shakur has elite skills, but how does that work when you're in the doghouse getting hit and things get grinding out? He's going to be there for 12 rounds if he has to be there for 12 rounds. How he reacts during those 12 rounds is going to decide how people look at him in the next step. Does he look good? Does he get hurt? Does he come back after he's hurt? Does he get in the damn phone booth? And if he has to do it, does he fight his way out, or does he kind of clinch, kind of fight scared? You know, there's so many unknown things so far.
Yeah, I think the key for Shakur, you know, he doesn't fight backing up all the time. Sometimes he'll stand in the pocket and make you miss and counter. And how well can he do that against Tio? You know, I think he's going to do his best to frustrate Tio. And if he's frustrating him early, like the first 4 or 5 rounds, what adjustment is Tio going to make? You know, I'm not saying he can't make adjustments. I'm just going to be interested to see what adjustments he does to try to make.
I'm thinking the first thing we think about is the southpaw stance. That's what everyone thinks about when you see southpaw orthodox fighter. Tio's been there. Loma is as close to what Tio does, I mean, as close to what Shakur does than anybody in terms of being a southpaw fighter. Now, they don't have the same style, but in terms of elusiveness and overall skill set, even though Loma was injured in that fight, Tio still was able to really get down and dirty with him. And even though he did get a little tired and Loma started coming on in the later part of the fight, but he was able to figure him out. He was able to get the win and moved on.
True. Yeah, it was good for Tio. It wasn't a 15-round fight.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting because what if Tio has control in the early rounds? What does Shakur do?
That's what I'm saying.
You know, does he have to open up and be more aggressive? That gives Tio more countering opportunities. Yeah, I don't know, man. I like somebody commented already. It's 50-50. And
so we don't know that just yet how he's going to react. But hold on, let's see. We got somebody else popping up.
I heard a beat.
Yeah, we know
what's
it.
Paul?
He's showing up.
What's
He's
going
feeling
on,
the weather
fellas?
too.
Look. You know how we've been hit with the weather down here, so we've been dealing with the snowstorm and all that. And you know, the GF, the better half, she was like, she's gonna make some soup, and she's like, we don't have any cilantro, we don't have any. I was like, oh God, here we go.
Cilantro, that's for the Super Bowl next week.
Right, you know, and you can't if an item, if it calls for cilantro, you can't replace that with nothing. Like cilantro is cilantro. You know what I mean? Right. So you got to do it. So I was like, all right, I'll go out into the snow and go down do the thing. So I'm here, fellas. I'm here.
Well, welcome to the show. It's been a while, man.
My youngest son is here too. Yeah, man, it's been a minute, man. Boxing it's been slow, man. It's a letdown. I'm upset.
Right? I mean,
shit, man. I mean, you know, we came from a time where there was Tuesday night fights, Friday night fights, the big one on Saturday. Like, come on, guys, what is going on? Right.
When you consider our biggest thrill recently was Jake Paul getting his jaw twisted. It wasn't even real boxing.
Did you guys touch on that? Did y'all talk about that at all? Because I mean, I had some feelings. So look, first I'm gonna say thank you for Anthony Joshua, because I cannot stand either of the Paul brothers. First of all, you're bringing my name into it. You're dragging my name with the Paul thing.
That's just strange.
Right. Be called something else. You can't be called Paul no more. But I really felt like that thing was on script until AJ decided to not be on. And I still think that last shot wasn't as hard as he could have hit him. It just, Jake found out what real fighting is actually like, getting hit by a real heavyweight fighter. So I was happy about it.
Mouth open.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing. When you don't, and I was telling I teach martial arts. I telling the kids, part of your mouthpiece is so you bite down on that thing. If you have your mouth open and somebody catch you on that jaw, sir, you're gonna have a lot of soup in your future. It's a good one. I've been caught a couple of good times, man, where I'm like, steak, burgers, that's out for this week. That is no chewing this week. It's gonna be.
I mean, we talked about it a couple of weeks. I mean, when it happened, but to me, it was a disgrace that he was actually ranked.
They did that on purpose.
Right,
They ranked him
right.
so that this fight could happen.
That's and the whole thing is a farce, and that really guys that we're about to talk about tonight. I believe it seems like unwillingness to get in the are messing around and they're not making the fights like they're supposed to.
Yeah,
he made him into
you're going in and out, Paul. I think.
Oh, my bad.
That snow's messing with
can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
so
hear you.
I was going to say it's kind of a good segue into the two dudes we're talking about tonight because some of these young guys not making fights left the door open for Paul in the first place. Yep. And a couple of the guys that we're talking with that that are about to be fighting each other, I kind of put that on them. I mean, it's not completely on them, but there are some fights they could have made that they did not make. And like I said, it leaves the room for charlatans and silliness.
It was money to be made though, because at the end of the day, it's still prize fighting, and that was the biggest prize that could happen. It's unfortunate that it even goes down like that. That it takes a fight with Jake Paul for those guys to get the money they deserve. These guys fighting on Saturday night aren't even getting that kind of money, close a fraction of that kind of money for those two guys who put their lives into boxing from their amateur days up until now. These are two elite fighters still not sniffing that kind of money.
No, you're absolutely right. But the thing is, and I know we've touched on this, take all that stuff.
So his location where he's at right now is kind of sticking every now and then.
I think he went under a tunnel.
Yeah, right. There are tunnels out there in Baltimore. I know that. But anyway,
I'm excited for this matchup, man. I just hope that doesn't turn into a snooze.
There we go.
Welcome back.
I always
my bad, fellas. It didn't seem like it cut out again.
I try to figure out how could a fight become a snoozer when you have those two styles. You have the boxer puncher, which T.O. is. You have the boxer, which Shakur is. I don't know, because I think T.O. could apply the pressure. If pressure is going to come out of this fight, it's not going to be Shakur walking him down. I don't think it's going to happen like that. And again, it still goes back to T.O. being grizzled. If you put their two resumes together, there's not even any comparison. We're doing this based off the talent we know Shakur has, and you have to start somewhere. So this is the beginning of your just fighting elite fighters. This is where you're putting your skills at now and seeing where they lie.
Well, I'm saying I hope it's not a snoozer because, we know T.O. is skilled, but is he as skilled as Shakur? And if he goes out there trying to outbox Shakur, it might turn out looking like Mayweather versus Canelo when you're questioning Canelo's tactics. Why are you trying to outbox him? You're the bigger, stronger guy. You should be fighting him like Maradona fought him, just try and bust his ass.
Yeah,
that would have been his best shot.
I think
I know T.O. doesn't fight like that either, but he's going to have to try and rough him up at some point.
I think he's athletic enough to cut off the ring, and I know he has the footwork to be able to kind of use some ring generalship. We automatically assume ring generalship goes to the more skilled fighter, and based on what we've seen from Shakur, talent-wise, he has more skills, but how do those skills work against this A-plus fighter or even just a regular A fighter like T.O. is? We'll get a chance to see, but once again, let me announce this. I'm putting the link inside the chat so anybody who wants to come in can come into the chat. We already had someone else come in here talking, doing the usual nonsense, but didn't want to stay. Just kind of
did in and throw out,
hit and move like he's boxing on Saturday night. He's out of here now, anyways. So if anybody wants to come on, and you can just take up one of these slots too. Make this triumvirate a quad, and we can deal with it.
Yeah, so they already hit you with some troll stuff, man.
Oh,
one dude came in talking
saying nonsense because he needed that dopamine hit.
I told him click the link, come in and join us, or let me see you on ESPN.
Listen, remember back in those ESPN message boards days, the trolls were, that was crazy. So I guess it's kind of par for the course at this point. So, I'm with you guys. I think it has a potential to be a chess match, which I don't get upset watching because I like cerebral boxing, but it's not what I know, especially with the fact that we've had to wait for a big fight. People are salivating for some action, and I'm a little concerned about that. If Teo lands a decent shot early,
that's what I'm thinking.
I've seen some gun shy behavior from Shakur, and I'm a little worried that he might be like, oh, you know what? I don't really like that. And now we're gonna pot shot and we're gonna move. Which I mean, that may serve him. That may serve him.
I just don't want it to look like a glorified sparring session.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like at this point though, they got something to prove. This is their moment. Like this is a big. We don't know what's happening with Gervonta Davis or whether he'll ever be back, or whether the weight classes even will line up. So this is an opportunity for both these guys to really solidify their name. So I mean, I would hope that they take this as serious as it could be for their career. I mean, this is a big one for them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Now, in terms of preparation, how would you think Shakur prepare? I think people automatically assume that Bud probably sparred with him. I don't think Bud sparred with him, at least intense-wise. The intensity wasn't there to spar, preparing for a fight of this magnitude. I think it's just an automatic assumption that
probably did more coaching than anything.
He give pointers. I don't think about going into sparring.
Yeah, he probably did more coaching than anything.
You know what? If I was to put this in terms of poker, I kind of feel like Shakur's got big stack, meaning that this is kind of his fight to win. He's got the edge in a lot of areas. He's just as smart. He's faster. He's got faster feet. He's just got to be smart and have poise and pick his shots and not get too lazy. You know what I mean? You still got to operate. You still have to put the offense and, the money in the bag so you can win the rounds. But I feel like he's got a little bit more space to make a couple of mistakes. Well, let me take that back because the power is on Teo's side.
Yeah.
I know we're not doing final outcomes, but I feel like as far as the approach, I think really all Shakur's got to do is just be crisp and on point. As long as he's fresh and ready to rock and roll, he didn't come in there cold. He's got the speed. I usually give the speed is a big deal in boxing, man. You got faster feet and faster feet and hands. He didn't just got the faster hands; he got the feet too. Like that really can put you a step ahead all night, and it's going to be probably a frustrating evening for Teo if he can't land any power, especially not early. If he can't land it early, it's going to be a little frustrating, I think.
But I think Teo also has hand speed. He has some decent hand speed, probably not like Shakur, but he has good enough hand speed. He's a pretty damn good athlete, and sometimes timing does beat that speed. That's what you need.
Sure. Yeah. I wonder. See, the thing with Teo is I don't know which one's going to show up. And he tends to show he rises to the level and then he fights down to the level sometimes. And I don't know where his head is on this one. Or really, anytime I see him, I don't really know which Teo is gonna climb in the ring till we get to see. If he's taking this seriously and he really feels like he needs this win, I think it is going to be a tougher night for Shakur. But if he's taking Shakur lightly, I feel like Shakur could walk away with this thing, man.
See, I don't think he's taking him lightly at all. I think that he's trying to play mind games, saying weird shit, trying to get in his head. I think he knows it's going to be a tough night, and he's trying to get Shakur off his game.
Yeah. I'm salivating. I mean, it's been a long stretch for a fight like this, of this count. You know what I mean? It's been a minute, man. And for guys like us, that's a long, long minute. I mean, we want this stuff. So I just want them to come to perform. Do you guys know who's on the undercard by chance?
Keyshawn Davis is on there fighting Jermaine's what's the kid? Jermaine Ortiz.
Okay.
That's for real right there, man.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right, we got
What's
somebody.
up, Dre?
What's up? Hold on, wait. Hold on. Let me do it correctly. There I go.
There you go. There you go. We don't want no Patriots.
There I go.
Put his Patriots hat on there.
There I go.
As long as it's not Dallas, you're all right. As long as it's not Dallas, we can work.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
What's good, Dre?
Or the Jets.
Whatever, man.
Oh, you get personal now, Travis.
Yeah, I know, right? But we just talking about
what you got for us.
We talk about the
What's
big
going
fight
on, y'all? What's going on, y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about the big fight on Saturday. and
Uh-huh.
it's a 50-50 fight. I think it's
It
a
is.
50-50 fight. And I think,
It is.
obviously 50-50 fight means both of them have the equal chance of winning this fight. But I'm thinking you hear more of the rhetoric seeming like Shakur has the advantage because of the skills, as if Tio is at that skill. It's not from us. I mean, generally, you look at different boards, you go to different rooms, you see this, and it seems like they're giving Shakur more the benefit of the doubt, even though his resume is completely skimpy compared to what Tio's done. Tio's already conquered the southpaw and Loma, so we know that he can handle a southpaw. And I think Loma, talent-wise, he's the only fighter that's as close to what Shakur could do in terms of overall ability, but we still have to see that ability applied against a top-notch fighter, which we hadn't seen yet with Shakur.
Only thing I say about Loma is that he came from further down than Shakur. He in size comparison, he's smaller.
And also he was a lot older too when he fought Tio.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, he was. And he had the shoulder injury, but he was still pretty much an enigma when he was fighting him. And Lo was just talking about how he's up and down at Tio. But I'm thinking, I didn't know until after that Josh Taylor fight, because I picked Josh Taylor to beat him because he looked so bad to fight before against Kambosos. And then I was about to say, you told me afterwards what ended up happening with the stuff out of the ring, and then he mentioned it after the fight, after he schooled Josh Taylor about he doesn't have the problems with the wife situation, the kid situation, all that stuff that can destroy you going into a fight.
Yeah, I put on Tio for that fight because I said Tio does very well when the competition is higher. I think Tio fight on the level of his competition. Like if it's somebody that like Kambosa, he's there to knock him out, and that's really it. But if you fight someone like a Lomachenko, he's all alert, all ready to go.
Yeah.
Y'all tell the same thing, all alert, all ready to go. You know what I mean? So I think for this fight here, he's gonna be ready to go. I mean, it's a 50-50 fight. I mean, for Shakur, the good thing about Shakur is he has Terrence Crawford, he has Keyshawn Davis, he has a good camp and a good group of guys near him that can help him out with the sparring. Terrence Crawford telling him what to look for. So it's a 50-50, man.
Now, how much of kind of like the Roach and Tank fight being that regional battle that they had, that local neighborhood thing, how much of this is New Jersey versus New York? If you're in that area, the Northeast, the tri-state area, Connecticut, New York, Jersey, I think that has a hell of a lot to do with it just as much. You're going to have both camps in that building, people loving it, just the overall fight crowd. It's going to have that feel of a New York Golden Gloves.
Yeah. But here's a question. And everybody been saying the same thing. Can Shakur Stevenson take a good punch?
He's going to get hit at some point.
Do we really know? Has he really fought a hard puncher?
Nope.
He fought one hard punch, he got hit, and he was running around the whole ring.
That's what I was saying earlier. He tasted some power and he acted like he didn't really want to do it. So I'm curious. I'm curious about how that's gonna work.
It's like he got hit hard and he didn't want to engage no more. Like, I'm good. So I'm just gonna avoid the fireworks and just stay in the background and box.
I'm just intrigued how he decided to have this as the biggest fight of his career, with him just moving up. He hasn't really made the transition to 140. This is going to be his first fight at 140.
I think that he sees something in Tio, because remember they're the same height, same weight, and the skill is kind of similar, but one's southpaw, one isn't. But I think Tio Lopez has a bigger power punch.
Oh yeah, absolutely, biggest power puncher. And like you said, he's been hit before, Shakur, and he's kind of like gotten on his bicycle. I think, chin wise and just being able to take a beating, if a beating came along, Tio can handle it for 12 rounds and still give his. And we know what he can do at the final bell after a rugged fight. We still don't know what Shakur can do.
That's true. But on the flip side, Tio been dropped a couple times. Like he get flash knockdowns. So if Tio want to win this fight, he can't get caught slipping. But the
Yeah, I
Camboza
think
fight, he got dropped. Another guy, he got dropped. You know, he can't be caught slipping.
Well, we have somebody here who says they want to see Shakur get laid out. They want Tio to knock him out. It's really possible. I mean, it's boxing. It's possible one way or the other. But if anyone had to put money on it, you would think it would be Tio doing the laying out. So I guess we have somebody out here who doesn't like Shakur and the way he's been doing things.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't think I wouldn't put no money on that though. Like, I
I just
mean,
want to watch
honestly,
this fight, man.
look, I mean, yeah, I mean, just from the style of defense that he got. I mean, and he's got pretty good spatial awareness, so he could take them half steps back, and with quick feet, it's going to be hard to put that man down and keep him down. I just don't.
he
That ain't
controls.
that. Yeah, that's not. You know, when I look at my FanDuel and I look at the odds on that, I don't think I'm betting on that one. you know, as far as the weight goes, a lot of times when guys move up, I think some people feel obligated to fill out. For me, if I'm in Shakur's camp or I'm in his ear, this just puts a little less restriction on being concerned about draining and drying out. But I wouldn't try to fill up and get all super big because the speed and the athleticism is what he's going in there with. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be trying to really match him with size. I'd come in there and be the best, most energetic Shakur I could be for 12 rounds.
Yeah.
But I remember, you look at with Devin Haney, his last fight with Brian Norman, he put on that weight. He looked good at that 147. And he got some good results and got the knockdown in the whole nine. Looked like a completely different fighter.
You know, you could see early on with Devin, the width of his shoulders, he was a bigger dude squishing down. You know what I'm saying? You could see his frame was larger. Like Shakur isn't quite as broad. I don't think he got the same sort of skeletal, you know what I'm saying, framework to put on the same kind of. Devin needed to do it. And I mean, and sit down on them shots a little bit more. As he gets older, I think that's going to happen because older fighters don't, you don't waste as much energy. Floyd did the same thing. He started sitting down a little bit and laying in the pocket. But I just hope I think Shakur should play to his strengths. The speed of feet, the speed of hands, and the defense. That's the good cards he's got going into this thing. He needs to play that. Now I think he should be all right.
What do you think his ideal weight should be coming in? Like 138, maybe?
I mean,
for who? Shakur?
Yeah.
140?
Yeah. I think you get as much as you can get out of it. He's a growing young kid.
I mean, Shakur's a bit bored. He probably walks around 160.
He's talking about after this fight going back down to 135. That's why I asked.
That'd be.
I think that's talk.
I've been waiting.
It could be, but they're talking about if he wins, he's gonna vacate, go back down to 135. Max Kellerman is all up in arms because there won't be no ring champion. I'm like,
I don't like moving up and then moving back down for nobody. I mean, unless you're like a Henry Armstrong, most people can't. I don't think it's good for your body, man. If you move up, you need to stay where you are. That moving up and down can be dangerous, man.
Maybe Shakur might move right down 135 because he's hoping for that Tank fight.
Yeah.
Tank got arrested a couple days ago.
I think that train's left the station, man. Tank got
I know.
Tank probably messed his. I think he looked like he's in legit trouble at this point. I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm a Maryland boy, but this is crazy, man. I mean, look, the aspect of boxing that I don't think a lot of people consider, that mental component, and especially when you get to a certain level, it's a lot. I think it's a lot of pressure to be certain things and do certain things for people. And I think he wanted out, man. That's why he was entertaining that Jake Paul thing in the first place. I don't think mentally Tank wants to do this stuff no more.
No, I think that Jake Paul was his way out. Like Jake Paul was my cash cow. I'm done. I had a good run. I'm out. And when that fell through, that come back.
The old saying goes, man. The old saying goes, when you start talking about retirement, you're pretty much retired. And he's talked about it a couple of times of saying, you know what, I don't want to do this for long. I've always wondered what were you going to do as an alternative? Because, you got to get this rush. Like Oscar De La Hoya fought on a high level. Once that boxing was gone, he just went deep into the drugs and everything else. You know what I mean? But Tank, when you start talking that, man, whether it's an amateur or pro, when you start talking about leaving, you're going to freaking leave. And that's exactly I was like, man, I wonder if I need to turn pro or not. And once you start saying that, you probably shouldn't turn pro.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's just too many people trying to pull that man in different directions, and it ceased to be fun like it probably was on the come up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I don't think I don't see him in the ring for if we see him again, it ain't gonna be for a while. So whatever Shakur's got planned, I would not build my plans around what Javante Davis doing.
He
Yeah,
may
I
need
wouldn't
he
either,
may
man.
need
I
a
really wouldn't.
George Foreman type hiatus. Come back in like
10
5
years.
years. Yeah.
That might be his prison sentence anyway. 10 years. Hell, he gonna be gone
But
for a bit.
you
Yo,
know,
Andre,
when it comes to this fight, and when I think about it, I think that Tio gonna have a hard time dealing with Shakur hand speed. I think he'll get peppered, and that's gonna frustrate Tio. And when Tio get frustrated, he try to come in hard and reckless, and that's when he gonna get caught, and that's when he's gonna have a flash knockdown again.
but he has fast hands
Hopefully,
himself, man.
yeah, he got fast hand, but he's not fast as Shakur.
Oh no, not as fast as his, man, but it still comes down
Shakur,
to timing.
Shakur got better timing.
Well, I was going to say earlier, I think it's important for Shakur to land some hard shots early.
Yeah.
You know, he can't just be throwing a soft jab or weak slapping type punches. He's got to put in some work and discourage Tio.
I think
I
if Teofimo Lopez come with that jab and then consistent, keep it going on in his face, he has a better chance to be Shakur. He got to use that jab. He got
But what
to.
happens when he does clip Shakur? Because at some point he's going to get hit, and we've seen Shakur kind of go into survival mode after getting hit at one time or another. I think when Tio hits you, it's on another level, and Tio could continue to go. We know Tio can go 12 rounds, and we know he can go a hard 12 rounds. Shakur has been so talented, he hasn't had to go hard any rounds. And for the time he did have a little bit of a, not doubt, but had a little bit of a scrap, you know, he kind of backed away from it a little bit.
Yeah. I'm wondering what is Shakur's body attack like? Because if it's me, if I'm Shakur, my counters got to be strong, and I think you got to go to Tio's body early and often, and slow the puncher down, slow them legs down, and that way again you can sort of extend your advantages as the faster guy of feet and hand. But I don't know that how much I've seen Shakur go to. Like I've seen Devin go to the body plenty. You know, no matter how we feel about the Lomachenko fight, you could see on Lomachenko's body that he was going to the body. You saw the bruises.
These Euros are like the body shots.
Yeah, he was. Look, he was going for them. You know, I'm a big Bruce Lee guy. Them Chinese spare ribs. He was going for them. Yeah, he was going for them bad boys. So I want to see if from Shakur, I'd like him to invest in the body early. I think it's going to make sense. And his counter game got to be strong. Whenever Tio does something, he got to give him at least one good hard stinger back and discourage Tio's offense. Because if you let the puncher get, and like you said, Trav, he's an athletic guy. He's not like a plotter. So you can't let Tio get comfortable and get confident. I want to see those hard counters, and I want to see that body work, and I think that'll spell good dividends down the stretch for Shakur. But it takes some confidence to go to the body. Yeah, man.
You got to take some chances to go to the body.
Yeah.
And with Shakur, man, if he can end those combinations with that exclamation point, jab, right hook, boom, kind of let him know that you did. Even for his kind of power, bro. Come on, let's not even act like even a fighter with hardly any knockouts. If you get hit inside of a boxing ring, bro, you're feeling it. A hard shot is a hard shot. People who just watch from the outside, they don't understand that this guy can't crack an egg. But yo, if you sitting there getting caught with a damn shot, especially when you don't see, you're gonna feel it.
You know what it is? Yeah. A lot of people with like we as boxing guys, we might, sometimes we'll make a joke about somebody's chin, but real professionals have a better. Normal people don't have them kind of chins. You know what I'm saying? We could say a guy like Amir Khan or a guy like Zab Judah. You know, I'm a big Zab Judah guy. That's my dude. They're fighting world-class punchers, world-class fighters.
Yep.
They got chins. It's not like a guy you've seen at the grocery store. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a different situation, man. So I really, again, I'm so excited for an actual fight of this caliber, man. It's just been so long. I'm thirsty, bro. I'm thirsty right now. So
man, two evenly matched guys.
Yeah, yeah, and young. They're not old. We don't have to hear the whole 5 years too late stuff. All of
Exactly.
that.
Yeah,
We don't have to hear any of that.
yeah,
This is the time. This is the time, man.
yeah. Around same age, nobody's washed. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a great fight.
I mean, they got a solid undercard. Jermaine
Yeah,
Ortiz fighting
yeah,
I,
Keyshawn Davis.
I think Keyshawn Davis beats him.
I mean, on the record, I mean, he is the A side. He should have won the fight, but Jermaine Ortiz really impressed me fighting Loma. I know they sparred with one
yeah,
another, so they were familiar, but that guy was damn good when he had his chance. But Tio
yeah,
beat him. Tio beat him.
yeah, yeah. That should be interesting, man. I don't think that's gonna be a walk in the park for neither guy, for real, for real.
No, it's not.
And I
That
mean,
man, Jermaine
especially
Ortiz, man.
I love the fights that both fighters know that if they win this puts them in a good position for the next thing. You know what I mean? This really puts them in at a spot. So it's an important. Both of these fights are important career wise for everybody involved. Like folks want a W. This is not just a regular filler fight. I mean, this is important for both guys. Both fights, all four guys. This is big for their careers, man. So this is good stuff.
Definitely. So we're 45 minutes in, man. I think we should get to our predictions.
Man, I still haven't come close. I'll come back.
I got it as a draw. I got the draw.
Oh, there's gonna be a rematch in June.
Now, man. You just doing
Rematch.
Rematch in June.
Man, I want to go Tio, man. I really want to go Tio because he's been there, done that. But that young up and coming guy, they're both young, but Shakur, that talent's finally going to go against this elite fighter. Damn, I wanted to get the same results.
You know what? How about this? You go Tio, I'll go Shakur. May the best man win.
Well, you have no choice. I'll take
Go ahead, Paul.
You know what? I'm feeling like, all things considered, I feel like we're going to eke out a razor tight decision for Shakur. We're talking about Jersey's going to be in the building, and I think it's a big deal. I don't think he feels like he can let folks like Bud and them down.
Yep, that's true.
And he got the tools to do it. I feel like he's going to rise to the occasion on this. It may not be a definitive, impressive, controversy-free win, but I think he's going to do enough to be in front and stay in front. And damn near like one of the football games that might be like 9-6. You know what I'm saying? But I
Patriots and Broncos last week, 10-7.
That's just a crap show.
So I should have went before you, Paul, because I'm gonna echo pretty much everything you said.
It's all good, man.
Shakur's been asking for a big fight for years. He finally has it. I think the cream's gonna rise to the top. I think he's been waiting for this. He's gonna fight his best fight. He's gonna have maybe some shaky moments, some anxious moments. Teal's not a scrub. Teal's coming to fight, and he's a really good fighter also. I just think Shakur's gonna box a little bit better, probably win a decision 116, 112, 115, 113 in that area.
Yeah. Same with me, man. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight, but I think it'll be just like you said. I think it's gonna win by a couple of rounds.
But I won't be surprised if Teofimo Lopez beats him. I won't be surprised because, like Travis said, he has the experience. Look at his resume. He got a better resume.
Yeah.
He fought a better opponent.
Competition.
So, I think Tio has a great chance to beat him. Because Tio,
that's why it's 50-50, man.
It's my moment too now. I fight better when the competition's better.
Yeah.
So far he's 2-0 on that low.
And I think the best part about it is that this fight is the first big name brand fight of the year. So maybe if they put up that kind of a fight, it'll be like a couple of years ago, those early fights that turned out well. Some people want to finally get their competitive juices rolling and want to up them. You know what I mean? You start seeing more and more of those kind of quality fights. And we'll have like we had back in 2024?
Yeah. I hope so. Because some of these young guys need some encouragement, man. I mean, this is.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I can't remember a time where I've waited this long in between big fights, significant fights, man. This is crazy. Like especially
young guys, like especially young guys. Like when people say Mayweather and Pacquiao, I was on two people. But these young guys, all the young guys, they're fighting around each other. They're on the same weight, and then they're not fighting each other. They're fighting other people. They call out names on the best. But then we see who they're fighting next. It's like, dude, you're not fighting the world champion. You're fighting another big class fighter.
You know what? It started. It's almost like when Oscar De La Hoya was telling us he's giving us the best in fights he could possibly get, and he's bringing up these damn fighters that shouldn't even be ranked and put them in the ring with his top fighters. Like, come on,
I think the coach was talking that time. The coach, getting y'all the best fighters.
And Oscar's supposed to know better because in the ring, Oscar wasn't scared to put himself in them situations. You know what I mean? So he knows what we're supposed to be seeing and what the expectations really are, man. So you need to cut it out. Don't sell us a river, man. Like, you know, we watched his career. We watched Tito's career. We know what it's like when folks get in and fight who they're supposed to fight, man. You know, like it's that scared money don't make none. You got an opportunity to make a career, and a good career comes with having, you know, showcase fighters to fight against. You can't be nobody without somebody else that's somebody. You know what I mean?
You got to have a good dance partner.
Yeah. And look, one of the reasons we love Ali is because he has so many classic opponents. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that. You gotta have that.
Third chances, man. Come on.
And then you got the Leonard, the Hearns,
right?
The Mark Hagler, you know.
God, man.
Rams.
Right. I mean, back in them days, man, you got walking like you're talking. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you couldn't just be. Even the guys that talked a lot still walked it. You know, Ali still he talked a whole lot, but he walked it. James Toney talked a lot, but you know, James ain't scared of nothing. So I mean,
he ain't fooled himself.
Look,
Burger King.
For real. Got milk.
James is so crazy. He got in the UFC with a grappler. He didn't even care. Like Randy Couture. Randy Couture is the guy that's the one guy you don't get in there with. James didn't care about nothing. James is a wild dude. That's my second favorite of all time fighters, man. That James is a wild dude. But these young guys gotta start. They gotta start putting it up, man. They gotta start getting in there and just proving. You know, look, you can. I tell my students all the time. I tell my sons this: you can lose like a winner, and you can win like a loser. So it doesn't necessarily matter. I mean, what happens in there? But you got to make a champion of yourself, whether you win or lose. Look at a guy like Sean Porter. Sean Porter's lost fights, but he's a respected man. He's respected.
Yes, he is, man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Evander Holyfield, he lost fights, but he's respected. So you got to get in there and you got to just do what you got to do. And sometimes it ain't gonna be your day, but people gonna come back and see you if they know you come in there and you mean business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these young guys got to start doing that, man.
I mean, look at some of the top fighters that can't draw. You know, you going down the name like Andre Ward. Great fighter. I love Andre Ward, but he wasn't a big draw.
Yeah.
And he fought some good guys.
It's still crazy to look back and see that Roy Jones never had that huge, big money mega fight.
Yeah.
Fights, but he never was that guy that got that huge money. He should have been making the money that Floyd Mayweather made.
Yeah. You know what?
For him, though.
The thing is what kind of what we was just talking about. Roy didn't have look, I'm a comic book guy, so like if I say Batman, we can all name 4 or 5 classic Batman opponents. Roy didn't really have guys that we perceived to be on his level. You know what I'm saying? Roy just made it look like he was a superhuman. He looked like he was Superman.
Right. Like when he beat James Toney, nobody wanted to see a rematch. Nobody was calling for that.
Right.
And Tony had his issues. You know, he went up in weight, and they never got in the ring again.
Yeah. I mean, by 75, when 75 rolled around, what do we have? We had Calzaghe didn't want to leave his little neck of the woods, and Darius Mikuszewski didn't want to leave his neck of the woods.
He refused to leave, but Roy refused to go over there. But I understand Roy because of what happened in South Korea. I understand why he was.
If Hopkins would have matured before the age of 35, he could have probably fought Roy. He could have been that foil to Roy. But by the time he was really dominant, Roy was long gone.
That's the truth. Because remember, I went to Bernard Hopkins' 4th pro fight. And no
Wow.
one knew him at the time. I didn't know because he was 3-1. He fought my
Right.
homeboy. You can look it up on Box Break. Eddie
Wow.
Iceman Tyler. He fought him, knocked him out in the first round. He just got out of prison and all that stuff not too long before. He knocked him out in the first round. And I saw him again on that fight when he fought Roy. Because I think, wasn't that the undercard of the Jesse Ferguson Riddick Bowe fight? It was in DC, wasn't it?
I think it wasn't. It was.
But either way, yeah. But I think that, and people look at Roy fighting Bernard Hopkins when he was just 3 years removed from being 3-1. I mean, come on, that's not a lot of seasoning to go against a guy like freaking Roy.
Right.
Yeah. And Roy at one point, Roy was so phenomenal. It just didn't look like anybody could do anything with him. It just, I mean,
yeah.
He just was. Just was another from another planet, man.
When he knocked Jorge Vaca out 1 round, man, I was done. Forget it. I was done.
No. What about the hand behind the back?
Yeah,
that was later on because he was playing around. But he was on the come up when his father was still his trainer. He did this to Jorge Vaca, man.
I remember when he fought Thomas Tate. Thomas Tate was telling him before the fight, "You fighting somebody now. You fighting somebody now," and he took him out quick.
Look, when he fought Richard Hall, there's this girl I had liked since 6th grade, man, and we adults finally by this time. We went up to this little resort, and it was just me and her watching the fight and all that kind of thing. That's when Richard didn't know where he was in the ring. Richard lost. There's only 2 of y'all in there. How do you not know where Roy is? And Roy turned around and dropped this man as soon as he turned around. Now remember, Richard Hall, I think, fought Mikushevsky twice. I want to say he fought Mikushevsky twice, and so did Julio Gonzalez, I think, fought him twice. So it was just one of those distinctive. Yeah, and it was just one of them distinctive, those separators between common opponents with Mikushevsky and Roy, even though Roy never was able to get that guy in there. But that Roy was just an incredible. He's got so many highlights. He's one of the ones I show my kids when I want to get them like hyped up. Like, just look at this dude. This is crazy. Like, how you throw 6 left hooks? Like that's a thing.
You know what? I can't show kids Roy Jones because that's like a cheat code. You're not gonna do this. You can't do this. You're not gonna do this. It looks good. It's like a random mouse. It's a cheat code.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. It's like watching the Marvel movie. He's like Captain America or something, man. It's But
Michael Griffin fought Mikushevsky, and he told me, man, Roy would fuck him up.
Of course. And look, these young guys don't remember at that time the WBO was not considered a major belt; it was considered a minor belt. Yeah. And Roy had all the majors. You got to come see me. You got 1 minor belt. I got all 3 majors. You got to come over here.
Right. Larry Holmes took the WBO belt from Ray Mercer, man. Wow. And no one really cared about that belt.
Right. It really wasn't considered. I mean, certainly like around that time, it wasn't an important belt. I mean,
it was just those 3 belts.
For some reason, I want to say that was the Cedric Kushner belt. It seemed like a lot of his fighters had the WBO belt for some reason.
You know what? Cedric Kushner owes me some money for some of them pay-per-view cards that I bought. Because I was so much of an addict, man. I was buying those too, like the heavyweight explosion. Yeah, heavyweight explosion cards. I was buying them joints. Yeah, bro. I mean, I look. Cedric owed me a couple dollars, man. He owed me a couple.
Yeah, he had some crap out there. He didn't work out with him. I seen Rockland, but didn't sign him in time after the Lennox Lewis fight.
Yeah, wow. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this weekend, man. Is this going to be on DAZN?
DAZN,
yeah.
Damn it, man. God damn. All right. I hate giving them money, man. I don't like giving them money. I really don't like giving them money. I don't like the broadcast team. I don't really like the production at DAZN, really. But
when it first came, it's supposed to be $19.99. Now they're charging $69, I think, for this fight.
Right, man. And look, and they got the Ak and Barak dudes who I'm not a fan of. The one dude don't even wear socks. Like I can't.
He's in Washington Heights in New York.
It's tough for me, man. It's tough for me. I'm gonna do it, but it's tough.
We got 3 TOs. 3 Shakurs and 1 TO.
1 TO, man. 1 TO.
Yeah.
And we got
the bragging rights.
They might just win. Yeah, but hey, that's what we have. We have 3 Shakurs, 1 TO. I'm taking TO, so we'll find out what's going to happen this Saturday. get a chance to talk about what just happened with this. Since there's nothing NFL to talk about, the fight will be something we can talk about next Monday. So until the next time,
they planned this one right on the right weekend.
It's gonna be a good. I mean, I think it could be a good fight just because of the skill level of both guys. I think Teo's gonna try to rough him up. If he can't really get him where he wants him, he'll make it dirty. And I think because of that rivalry being New York, Jersey, the ref might let him do it. Now let's hope Steve Willis gets the call on this freaking referee joint. Steve Willis gets it there.
Why? He's the one that didn't count the knockdown in the Tank Roach fight.
Who, Steve? What, Steve?
Was that him?
No, that wasn't Steve Willis. Was that
No?
Steve Willis?
I thought it was.
Yeah, you know what? No, I still love Steve Willis, man. Come on, that dude has the most fun of all refs of all time, man. That guy has the best seat in the house, and he just takes his job serious. But let's hope that doesn't happen here. There's a lot on the line. A lot on the line. You get the rivalry on the line. New York, Jersey. Let's see how it's going to go. Brick City, I guess, versus NYC. We'll be able to talk about it on Monday after it's all said and done. Hell, we might even come up with an emergency after this if something real spectacular happens.
Yeah, if it's real good, we might have to go live Saturday night.
You know what I'm saying? So that's Bias. I'm Trav. That's Andre over there flip-flopping. And there's Lord out there in Baltimore trying to figure out what's going on with Tank.
I'm going to pray for him, bro. I'm going to pray for my brother. I'm going to pray for him.
And we'll be back to talk about boxing on Monday. So until next time, deuces.
Adios.